Welcome to Geezer's Gaming News, Episode 3. I am Wartdog, and let's get to it tonight. I have lots to play, meaning Battlefield 4 with my comrades. But let's get through the list here and see what's going on. First news item of recent time is that there is a delay with South Park, The Stick of Truth. It's delayed till March 4th. Basically, what they are saying at Ubisoft, which is the newly acquired publisher of the franchise since it used to be under THQ, is that originally it was supposed to be December 10th, pushed back to March 4th. They're saying that the game is getting too bloated and big, and they need to kind of slim it down a little bit. So I had watched a lot of South Park in the past. It kind of fallen off the meter with that. But I would love to see how deep and awesome this type of game is. So I'm looking forward to that one. Next one, they released a new multiplayer video that talks about the free fall map that comes available with all pre-orders of Call of Duty Ghosts. It is the COD version of Levolution, which is made popular by Battlefield 4, where they kind of dynamically change the map based on, I can't remember if it's based on a certain time of the map or a random time that it changes. I think it's something to do with a collapsing skyscraper. Which, if I remember correctly, there was a collapsing skyscraper in some Transformers movie. They were fighting, I think it was Transformers 2. I don't know. But I can't remember if this is something that the player can trigger, because the Levolution in Battlefield 4, it is player triggered. Excuse me. There's a levee that you can blow up that floods a map, as well as a skyscraper that falls, which I do have a video of that on my site. And also a destroyer, like a destroyer class ship that I believe is caught on a windmill out in the ocean off the coast of a handful of islands, and once you blow up and destroy the windmill, it isn't holding the ship in place anymore, and it lets the ship go, and it crashes into a nearby island, which is pretty phenomenal. I did totally kill myself staring at the ship coming straight for me once. For you Battlefield 4 fans, the pre-order China Rising map pack is coming in December 3rd. It is going to include, let's see what it says there, 4 maps set in China with new vehicles and loadout equipment. There's also a Xbox One timed exclusive Spartan Assault that launches with the new platform. So I know I recently went to GameStop and pre-ordered Battlefield 4 for Xbox One, as well as Forza Limited Edition. I'm very looking forward to that. I'm enjoying the hell out of it on PC, since we do have a server, a 64-player server with 2 player slots for commanders as well. So that we've every day since we've launched it on Tuesday, our servers have been jam full. It's kind of a hit or miss if you can get in, but we kind of want that traffic. We've been getting some people coming to the site, kind of joining with our community. So it is a great marketing tool, and I hope everyone has enjoyed it. If you haven't, check it out. Next up is if you own an Xbox 360 and you want to play, like some people do or don't, want to play the single-player campaign of Call of Duty Ghosts, it will require a 3 gig data install to the hard drive. This is kind of the ongoing trend in recent like AAA games where you have to install all or portion of the game to a hard drive so it can stream from a hard drive and not from a ROM, which is significantly faster for texture load-in, pop-ins, just loading levels, stuff like that. Yeah, so, and they're saying obviously if you are unfortunate enough to have a 4 gig arcade Xbox 360, you can still technically play this game. Technically, you can't have anything on the hard drive. And they're saying that all the multiplayer you can run straight from the disk, so you're good to go. But if you're like a lot of people that don't give two poops about the campaign and just dive into multiplayer on day one, never mind. Moving on. The next article up to bid, again, surprisingly enough, is Call of Duty and Battlefield 4. They are talking that on the PS4, both games will be of a higher res than their Xbox One counterparts. What they're basically saying is that the Xbox One will run at, they both run at 60 frames a second. So that's kind of been par for the franchise for a long time. Xbox One will run at 720p and be up-resed obviously to 1080p like it kind of always has been, and the PS4 will be natively 1080p. Does that matter? To a Call of Duty person, to a hardcore Call of Duty person that's been sitting going, man, what version should I get? You kind of, what I've chosen, I'm getting it on Xbox One. I've followed the wake of most of my community members and past and present friends are getting it on Xbox One eventually. I like the controller better. Even though I haven't physically got my hands on either controller, I know the PS4 controller is a lot better, but we'll see. I'm getting on Xbox One. I don't think I'll be able to tell a difference, but now that I know there's a difference, and I'm not going to technically have the PS4 version ever, it's kind of like the old saying of the best TV in the world is the TV you have in your house because you can't compare it to anything. So it's always the best in your house. So unless you're nuts and buy the version of Call of Duty on two separate consoles, it ain't gonna matter. It ain't gonna matter. But FYI, if it matters. And they're saying that what are they saying? Oh, for the Battlefield scenario, I forgot to mention that, is that the Xbox One runs at 720p, which is a totally fine HD resolution for games. And the PS4 will run at 1600 by 900. So that's like, I guess, halfway to 1080p. So again, I don't think it matters personally. I don't know. Next up, here's a couple PS4 news items right off the bat. Developers can restrict game capture and streaming on the PS4. Um, Basically, that kind of relates to Twitch and Ustream integration in the PS4. Um, and this is where people like developers go, nope, I don't want you to show my game because I don't want other people like on YouTube to monetize it, their game, so they're just gonna like restrict it for an example. And a lot of it too has to do with spoilers. They make a mention in the article about Beyond Two Souls. The entire game you can obviously see on YouTube. If you don't care to watch it or play it or spend money, you can watch the whole thing on YouTube, which I think is kind of interesting. But it's kind of always been that way, especially PC games, and even with like capture cards and little external capture devices you plug in the PS3 and Xbox 360. It's technically always been that way. And going forward, I don't. It's probably still going to be that way. They're saying that the PS4 cannot share videos to YouTube at launch, but I think this is another kind of function they will do later. Uh, they're saying too the users, like I mentioned earlier, users will also be able to make use of external HDMI based capture devices following a post-launch system update. So it will be available. So that's kind of an irrelevant story. Sorry about that. Probably a bigger thing that broke this week, again for the PS4, it will not support media servers or MP3 playback. If you have a bunch of CDs you've ripped, which are all legit or not legit, depending on who you are, you can't put it on a thumb drive. You can't dump it on the PS4 and stream music through it. And it's kind of the same way with music as well. They're not going to have support at all for any CDs that have it. They were saying the only way to play music in or out of the game is through subscribe to their Music Unlimited premium Sony streaming service, which to me is kind of bonus. There's also a Video Unlimited service will be available at the PS4 launch. I don't know. I know a lot of folks, including myself at one time, used the PS3 to stream a lot of stuff that I've set up on my PC right here. So, but I've found other ways to do that that does not involve any consoles. I obviously, truth be told, movies that I watch are through Plex, which is completely free. You just and I have it installed now. It's a Plex server, free of charge. I don't, I think you just try to sign up for a free account, and you manage all your video and the music and stuff like that through a server, and you can access it through my Samsung TV over there, through a Roku device has the Plex app, my iPhone, iPad, stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. Highly encouraged to check that out. It's been seamless. Next up, for the PS4, they are talking about an all disc-based PS4 games that you buy, Best Buy, GameStop, Walmart, Target, whatever, require installation. Meaning that there will be a mandatory requirement to play these games. You have to install them. I'm trying to read here if it says a complete installation or not. I don't I don't I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, each system has a 500 gig hard drive, and technically these are gonna both systems are gonna have Blu-ray discs. That's all they're gonna have. So they can go up to 50 gigs per disc. You break that down, do some crazy math. 50 gigs at maximum, which initially it probably won't be, but eventually we'll get to that point. 50 gigs maximum. What is that one? It's 10. Is that 10 games? Yeah. 50. Yeah. So 10 games you can have installed on your machine at once. I guess that seems like more a lot that a lot more after I think about it. But that kind of blows. But the upside to that is you can easily take out the internal hard drive, which is just a kind of a standard 5400 RPM laptop hard drive, and swap it out for something bigger. Either at launch if you want to, or later down the road once you know you're filling up your console with games and stuff like that. And you want to keep. I did that with my PS3. It was easy. There's just a little door, which there is online instructions on how to do this. So Sony's been really awesome and nice about telling people about how to do this. It's just an easy, pop the door out, unscrew a couple screws, take out the laptop hard drive, slap in the brand new one. You boot the sucker up. It'll go through some kind of a reinstall of the OS of the PS4. Once that's installed, you technically can then just download stuff again, which hopefully you don't do a lot of digital purchases, because that's like 50 gigs, 40, 50, 30 gigs per game. That I can see down the future people in more rural, non-metropolitan areas that have bandwidth caps, per month gigabyte caps on their service, are going to be SOL, because they're not going to be able. They're going to launch day. They're going to try to download like 200-300 gigs of games, and that's just going to max out their system or their internet provider and just be ungodly expensive. Thank God mine doesn't do that, but it's good to know. All good stuff. Looks like, just for some of you people that play Kerbal Space Program, very popular game. A lot of people in the community play it on Steam. There's a mod out for multiplayer, so we can kind of be like an Eve online. Um, and they're saying it only works in like the sandbox mode, which I haven't played a lot of Kerbal. I dabbled in it a little bit, but just wasn't my cup of tea. But I know a lot of people love the hell out of that thing. So just letting you know, I'm trying to see if it is out now, or they're just talking about. Yes, the multiplayer mod is currently out, um, and you can host servers for it too. So that's kind of interesting if you guys are into that game. Hawken, the really arcadey, fast-moving mech game that we had Geezers and Arms played a lot of when it first came out in beta, like a lot. Looks like they're having a co-op survival mode, which seems kind of interesting now I think about it. Um, yeah, team up with waves of AI drones, mechs, and boss mechs. Might be interesting to do that. It says it goes through 25 waves of these things. Of these, let's see. Okay, and you earn cash and XP through these horde modes. Go toward your sum total in the game, so that's kind of neat. Looks like on the 29th, so what, 2 days ago, Team Fortress 2 updated the Halloween pack. So you have a Halloween map now. Is that anything important? No. Halloween map, as they do every year. I think this is the 5th year that they've done these Halloween maps. This one is called, I don't know what it's called. Some Scream Fortress is the update. This is a new uh, payload race map called Hell Tower. When they were saying that you could wield around these spell books in your action slot. You could shoot spells and stuff at people, which is kind of neat, I suppose. I guess, right? Kind of neato. So that's out now, and that will be going on till November 11th. So I'm absolutely hitting that this weekend, at least to check it out. There are over 100 new cosmetic items, so hats and weird guns and bats and whatever, shotguns, pistols, whatever. So that's going on right now. Check it out if you're into Team Fortress 2. Um, this is the good one. This is the one I was kind of surprised about, but not really. The game Halo Spartan Assault, which originally came out for, I believe it was Windows 8 devices, phones, tablets, Surface, I think Windows 8 PCs as well. Yeah, was kind of a dual stick shooter initially in the Halo universe, kind of a top-down dual stick shooter if you're familiar with those games. And they were, man, they were just hitting that thing hard. Like, oh, and I think a lot of it was the buzz. Like, that's just when Windows 8 was kind of coming out, or right after it came out. They wanted to create some buzz, so people were trying to join it because Windows 8 was kind of poop when it came out, which is why Windows 8.1 is out right now to check it out. It's a lot better. Brought back the start button. But yeah, what they're saying here is that the good news is this game, which Halo fans probably would be dying if they didn't play this game, because I know how those fans are. I do like Halo myself too. It's coming out for the Xbox 360 and Xbox One this December. So I myself will absolutely be picking this up for Xbox One. I'm always good to check out anything Halo. Not a crazy diehard fan, but I do enjoy the Halo lore and universe. And a cool dual stick shooter would be kind of fun on the Xbox One. I bet it would look very good. My guess is it'll probably be about $10. Is kind of what they're estimating. They haven't released the price yet, but about $10 ish, maybe upwards of 15. But check that out if you like Halo. And kind of last, the news item of the day. which kind of broke actually a couple days ago, is that EA Sports is dropping Tiger Woods from their next-gen PGA golf game. If you've played any golf game in the last, 10 years maybe or so, I think I remember a Tiger Woods 99, if I'm not mistaken. I do remember a 2000 for sure. It may have been on 99. But anyway, it's been around for a while. Tiger's been on the box. It's been like the only legit golf game in forever, just like Madden is to football. So, obviously with all the controversy surrounding Tiger Woods and all that grandiose stuff, my guess is his contract has come up and they go, I don't think so, because the game used to be PGA Tour golf before Tiger Woods came around. My guess is it'll probably go back to something like that. But I'm looking at a screenshot here of what the new next gen game will look like in the golf universe. It looks spick-freaking-tacular. I've never seen a golf game look this good. Sadly, there might be a lot of games like this that I never touch at all or I never look at very closely, but because it's going to be the first of that type of game on the new consoles, I may pick it up at least. I know the EA golf games have been notorious, not notorious, but they have always done a demo of it, and hopefully they'll do the same thing with this so I can check it out on Xbox One when that drops. And that does it. That does it for Geezer Gaming News, episode 3. I'm Warthog for GeezerArms.com. Please check out our website. Check out our community. We have the Battlefield 4 server going on now as we speak. As I check the stats on the server is bloody full, as it has been the last days since it is launched on Tuesday. Tuesday morning? Yeah, early Tuesday morning. Yeah, please check that out. Please like, subscribe, comment on the video below. If you've enjoyed yourself, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, things you'd like to see on the video, I'm going to, maybe this weekend, probably this weekend, I'm going to try to hit up the Geezer Game Show, do another episode of that, kind of go through everything I've been playing recently, which is mostly Battlefield 4, and I'm probably going to be a big old Battlefield 4 episode, so check that out. Probably going to let that drop this weekend, but thanks for watching again. I'm Warthog. Peace. I am